Myself Sujan and welcome to News Tab 1. In our special report today, we focus on a story that is shaking the medical fraternity in West Bengal and resonating across India. A powerful collective of doctors has come forward demanding the dismissal of what they call vindictive cases against medics who participated in peaceful protests. These protests were not about politics, they were about justice, safety, and dignity. But the aftermath has created a storm of allegations, counter allegations, and deep unrest in the healthcare community. To understand the issue, we need to go back to August 2024 when a shocking and tragic incident occurred in RG Medical College in Kolkata. A young junior doctor was brutally raped and murdered within the hospital premises. The crime outraged not just Bengal but the entire nation. Doctors, medical students, and citizens poured out on the streets demanding safety at the workplace, justice for the victim, and accountability from authorities. The protests were massive, determined, and largely peaceful. They were led by the West Bengal Junior Doctors Front and supported by several other associations. For days, the doctors demanded reforms, better security, and an end to negligence by the system. Their message was clear. If doctors are not safe inside the hospitals, how can they continue to serve patients fearlessly? But after months of agitation, a new problem has emerged. The Joint Platform of Doctors in West Bengal has now alleged that the government and police are targeting doctors who participated in the protests. They claim that cases have been filed on tribal grounds, summons are being issued unnecessarily, and some resident doctors have even been transferred to what they describe as punishment postings. The doctors argue that these cases are nothing but an attempt to silence dissent. Their letter to the Kolkata Police Commissioner demands that all such cases be withdrawn immediately. They call them vindictive cases aimed not at upholding law and order but at discouraging medical professionals from raising their voices in the future. It is important to note that the Supreme Court of India had earlier taken suo motu cognizance of the Arjikar case. The apex court went on to form a national task force to look into the safety of doctors across the country. The court had also underlined that peaceful protest in a democratic right had expressed concern about any form of harassment against the protesting medics. This makes the latest allegations even more serious because if punitive action is indeed being taken, it could be seen as going against the very spirit of Supreme Court's directions. Doctors' groups say they are not against accountability. They understand the hospitals are places of discipline and rules, but they emphasize that what they did as an expression of anguish after one of their colleagues was murdered inside the workplace. They say that instead of punishing them, the system should stand with them. Several junior doctors have shared their frustration. They say they risked their careers and their education by protesting because they believed it was necessary to protect future generations of medics, and now instead of protection, they feel targeted. So far, there has been little direct response from the authorities on these latest demands. The state government has maintained that it is committed to justice for the Arjikar victim and it has cooperated with the Supreme Court mandated task force. The police too have said that any summons or cases are purely procedural. But the doctors' groups argue otherwise. They insist that these actions are selective and they are calling upon the administration to step back and reassure the medical community that raising one's voice will not be invited as punishment. This battle is not just about one hospital or one set of doctors. It speaks to a larger question. Can professionals in India protest without fear? For doctors, the stakes are even higher. They deal with life and death every day, often under stressful and unsafe conditions. If their voices are silenced, the consequences could be felt across the healthcare system. The issue also highlights the fragile balance between governance and dissent. While authorities insist on order and procedure, society demands the fundamental rights, including the right to protest, remain protected. Now let's briefly recap the chain of events. On August 2024, the horrific crime at Arjikar Medical College sparks outrage. On September 2024, protests intensify. Supreme Court steps in and a task force is formed. Late 2024 to early 2025, doctors allege harassment with sudden transfers and summons. September 2025, the Joint Platform of Doctors demands dismissal of vindictive cases. This timeline shows how a single crime has led to a nationwide conversation about safety, rights, and justice. The coming weeks will be crucial. Will the state government or the police withdraw the cases? Will the Supreme Court intervene again if the doctors escalate their demands? And perhaps most importantly, will the National Task Force on Doctor Safety be able to bring real change to the system? Doctors say they are determined not to back down. They believe their fight is for the dignity of the medical profession and for the safety of every future doctor in India. But the system too has to respond with sensitivity, with fairness, and with responsibility. In the end, this is not just a story of confrontation between doctors and the state, it is a story about trust. Trust between citizens and institutions, trust between doctors and the system they serve in, and trust between justice and those who demand it. The doctors of West Bengal are asking for one thing, that the cases filed against them be dismissed because they believe they were only standing up for justice. Whether that demand is not accepted or not will tell us a lot about the future of democratic rights in this country. Thank you for joining us on this special report. We will continue to track this story and bring you every update.